generation has a moment where they come just to have some fun.
Atlanta's the mecca for black people in America.
It has multiple historically black colleges.
In the 80s,
we said, let's plan a picnic during spring break.
Let's call it Freaknik.
Freaknik was the greatest black gathering in America.
It was like an entry point into the black cultural experience.
To be able to be in the middle of the street, dancing, laughing, playing your music, it's a moment. The interstate, the highway, was a street party.
There wasn't even a word called twerking, it was called booty shaking.
They weren't no social media, barely had internet.
During Freaknik, stars start coming in. You would see Tupac, Goody Mob, Outkast, Usher Raymond.
I don't know what heaven looks like, but this seems like a version of it.
You was lit, okay?
The legacy of Freaknik is black joy, black self-determination,
black love, black excellence, black enterprise.
But the legacy of Freaknik is also the ugly side.
It started to get a lot more out of control. People were coming by the masses.
What the hell just happened?
If you tried to bring back Freaknik, it wouldn't be what it was.
The streets, the people, the debauchery.
Things that I saw, insane.
We had no inclination to the depth that we were creating.
Them kids ain't know nothing about Freaknik.
Trust me, your mom and daddy got down.
All right, y'all. Freaknik, the wildest party never told, arrives on Thursday, March 21st on Hulu. Crazy, y'all. Crazy. I grew up in the South, man. So I've seen it all. Seen some different things that went down. The dirty South, man. Just brings it. Anyway, check out that doc. But before you do that, I had the pleasure of participating in a pair of press roundtables with the producers, Geraldine P, as well as P. Frank, and Uncle Luke Campbell of Two Live Crew, and Jermaine Dupri. Just some kings of the South, y'all. It was crazy. Check out the full roundtable. I'll have that up. And/or right now, I'm about to put in some of the conversations I had with them as well. Check these out. I'll do 2 different videos with those conversations, and then probably fill in that whole press roundtable so you can get more information about what went down. I'm gonna tell it all from the Freaknik, Wildest Party Never Told, Untold, and now we're telling it. Just I hope you were responsible, y'all. Anyway, it's your boy QP, Nerds Rule the World. Make sure you also like, share, subscribe, and check out these interviews right now. You're welcome. Peace.
So we are recording. Kuya, do you want to go first?
Let's go. I'm so excited. Thank you. Geraldine, P. Frank, man, it's a pleasure to chat with y'all. This was so nostalgic for me. I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, so I wasn't too far from the ATL. Okay. So in my high school years, like 94, 95, I was trying to get on my partners to take me with them. They didn't, but they did want to borrow my camcorder. And when they came back, I saw some of the wildest things I've ever seen in my life. For you guys getting this footage, what was that like? You know, some people I'm sure didn't want to dig into those archives and be seen, but what was it like, just getting all that material and, getting the A-OK? Because again, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are concerned when this drops on Hulu, like, uh-oh, I saw that.
Yeah, I think part of it was just finding the people that had the footage, right? That they had the tape sitting in their garage collecting dust that maybe they didn't even know what was on these tapes. So it was a process. We had to digitize the footage. Sometimes you find the barbecue or the baptism on there in the mix of the Freaknik stuff. So it was a process to find it, and then really using the help of our executive producers, JD and Luke, to put the call out there for folks to submit their things, and that was really helpful.
Yeah, no, we were lucky that, a lot of people did try to give us some footage, and we actually wanted stuff that wasn't already on the internet or out in the world. So there's probably a lot more footage out there. A lot of people had those high 8s and camcorders back in the day.
I was asking my mom if she had them, but she didn't want to tell me. So I love it. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
Geraldine, be frank again. Thank you so much. This was again so tremendous, so nostalgic. Watching this thing, you really focused on Atlanta, really gave that life, which I think it was well deserving. You know, headquarters of everything. Was there anything that didn't make it due to the narrative that you were trying to tell? Again, I love the package, but I'm like, was there something that just didn't make it because of how you wanted the narrative to flow throughout?
Wow.
I think part of it was the timing, right? There's only so much that you could fit in 90 minutes. However, I think that we did a good job at touching on these different topics and these different threads that make up Freaknik. If we had more time, I think that we'd be able to dig deeper into some of these things and really unpack things. It feels like several documentaries to talk about the different chapters that Freaknik really had. So I think that we tried our best to really include these different threads that made up Freaknik. But of course, if we had more time, there would be, we would have the opportunity to unpack a lot more.
Was there anything particularly you wanted to put in there? I'm sorry for the follow on. Was there anything in particular that didn't make the cut?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of stories. Like Too Short had a crazy story. There's a bunch of stories that are a little bit too long or maybe a little too explicit that we weren't able to get into the cut. Maybe there was a director's cut, Freaknik, The Wildest Party, Part 2, Never Told, Part 2. Maybe Disney will give us some funding for that, where they're at. And maybe we'll make a Part 2. And maybe there's another series that comes out of it. I'm not sure. But we did as much as we could. And again, to Geraldine's point, obviously we wish we had like 3 or 4 hours to tell it. We only had the 90 minutes, but we jam-packed that 90 minutes pretty good. And I got to say, you guys are the best dressed gentlemen we've seen all day. Yeah. Shout out to you. Everybody got their different styles. You got my girl Leah back there. You got your wall. So it's very flavor. You got a lot of flavor here. Yeah. You got platinum plaques all over. You got Playboy bunnies. This is looking kind of wild over there. Thank you guys.
That's all the time we have. We're going to move you guys out. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all, man.
Have a good one. Peace. All right.